Ba, ba, ba. We are. Well, come on in. I'm Franklin, and this is the Cosmic Watch. You are welcome to come into our chat room. We'll have visitors as the hour progresses, and you, as always, are welcome. We'll be talking astrology and the way to get a private reading with me here at weaveforetell.com is to find the contact number and the schedule below in the description. Check out our other free material on YouTube, things like the horoscopes and the tarot card lessons, the compatibility videos that we have up. And if you like what you see there, please hit thumbs up because it really does make a difference. And thank you for your support. We're here once a week, and we take an hour to allow our subscribers to join us in the chat room as we figure out what's going on with people cosmically in on today, the final day of the first half of the year, the 30th of June. And today's date, 6/30/2023, adds up to 16. So the people born today not only are Cancers with Sagittarius as their rising sign, but they are also a 1 plus 6 equals 7. 7 is the blessed number. 7 is finding communication with the invisible world, and it's never an easy path to get there. The 1, the 6, 1 plus 6 equals 7. 1 is taking action. It's about maybe even getting ahead of yourself, right? Taking action and doing things. And the 6 is all about truth. You, as a 1 plus 6 equals 7, you know the truth when you hear it. And this is why it's easy for you to become hypercritical of other people and their little white lies that they try to tell to you. It's just, if you're born today, if you're a 167, this is what is going to be a part of your life for forever. Is you are a searcher for truth, and when you find the truth, when you find the actual what means something to you, you go with it in a big way. You can be a doorway between the two worlds. And of course, that's what being a Cancer is all about. If you're born today, you're under the sun sign of Cancer, so your ruling planet is the moon. You can't get any more emotional than the moon, and you can't get any more changeable than the moon. The moon sign changes every 2.5 days. There's in every 28-day lunar cycle, the moon goes through each of the 12 zodiac signs. And the general feel of the world, of the public at large out there, is always affected by what that moon sign is. Tonight, we have just slipped into Sagittarius as our moon sign. And Sagittarius is they're they need a mission. They need a goal. They need something to search for, and boy, they'll search far and wide. And when we are all feeling, as tonight, that Sagittarius moon, we all are ready to put on our hat and coat and take off, travel to wherever we can find the truth at. It's that's very very prominent feature of everyone around the entire planet. We're all looking at the same stars, all looking at the same moon, and this is just one more thing that brings us closer together. The way that all cancers want the world to be. Cancer, fourth house of Cancer, is for those who are born today, it is all about home and family. Cancer, the sign of Cancer, when things are in Cancer, this is where we all feel at home. We feel like we found our place, and we found our common-minded people to have around us. So the people who are born on this date are Cancers, and their moon sign is in Sagittarius, and they are a number 7. So this means that their life purpose is to connect to the spirit world. Now, our life purpose is not necessarily the easiest thing for us to do. Why would it be? The purpose of being here, that's what Cancer wants to search for. To find the place in the big picture, to find the place where they are in their life. They know where they're headed, right? They're headed towards this spiritual coming together of the two sides of their mind. The tarot card that represents Cancer is the Lovers, and the Lovers is about bringing opposites together, like the two sides of you, the emotional and the logical side. When you can get them to work together, when Cancer is not only using their beautiful emotional side, when they become wise enough to also see the logic of what's happening, well, that is being a Cancer and reacting to the moon as it shines in. So when I pulled a card on just before I came on, it wasn't the best sign. So we are at this point trying to connect with our subscribers and bring them into the chat room, and we will do readings for them and answer questions for them. And right now, what I'd like to do is do a reading for myself. I wonder what is happening, transitioning, moving along, trying to move along without the proper help. I need help from other people, of course, to do a reading for someone. So as we wait for chatters to show up in our among our subscribers, and that's the way this works. Anyone who is a subscriber to our network is we invite them to join us in the live stream and get some reaction from them as to what sort of a time they've had this past week, and what sort of time we can all expect to have next week. And the lull that we are experiencing right now, and that I don't have anyone to talk to in the chat room. This is happening all over the world because we're still at the summer solstice. We're stuck. The world has tilted as far as it can. Went into it on June 21st, and now we're a week later, and we're just starting to begin to rock back the other way. And for this particular week, things have just been on hold. Things have been delayed. They've been, no one seems to be in a rush to get anything done. And it really correlates with the overall mood of it being the beginning of summertime, of the 3 months that are the summer months, and we're now going to get moving. So things will pick up, but this is why we're having our difficulties tonight without our chat members. Now, if I were to see we're completely upside down. That is what's happening now. So if we all put our minds to it, we should be able to correct the problem. If we all want things to happen, this is how things happen in this world. How we are assisted by our spirit guides. I think that everyone, every soul on this planet, all 8 billion of them, they have spirit guides. They have these souls who, for different reasons, have decided to be with them. Very often, when I speak to people to do readings for them, and the way I do readings is I can hear the spirit guides speaking to that person when they ask a question. My guides hear them and pass that along to me. And the thing about having guides is that some of them are there for the reason of having brought you together with your mate. The souls who are in the spirit world, when they decide to be reincarnated, to come back in another life, they get to pick who their parents are going to be. They can try and influence parents to get together, people to get together, to become parents. This is one of the, talk about attraction of opposites, right? This is why some of the strangest people get together. It is virtually impossible for you and I to understand anybody else's choice of mates, and it's such a personal thing. It's almost as personal as your relationship with God. Everyone has their own personal relationships with God, and angels are the hands of God, right? Also, the faces of God. God doesn't come. God came to Moses as a burning bush, right? God doesn't just knock on your door and come in. Angels do. Angels are the face and the hands of God. Angels can take on any face as they come to a human being through dream, vision. Maybe they actually knock on your door. And an angel will take the form that you will trust. They will take the visage that you are going to have faith in. This is why they come to you in your own voice. Those that speak to you within your own mind. And that's where the spirit world is. It's within you. It's inside of you. People have never really prayed up like that. It doesn't do any good. They pray like this. They bow their heads and they pray because they know the spirit world is inside of them. So your spirit guides. The angels came first. The angels were here. The angels are neither male nor female. Angels are angels. They're something else altogether. And to be able to learn all of the things that angels needed to learn, that's why humans came along. That's why humans are here. And angels are able to communicate with human beings. Some human beings can communicate back. And these are the seven people, right? Those who are truly connected to the spirit world. So we have guides who maybe are little babies, even if. And so many of these did not get to enter the world. And they become like guards who look out for those people, those who would have been their mother and father. That they don't even have to have come into the world to have served their purpose. And this is something we have to realize about everybody else in the world. They're serving their purpose. Even if they get in our way, they need to be recognized as the very same as us. They're human beings. They're serving their purpose. They're trying their best to be themselves, to be the best that they can be of themselves. And the thing about spirit guides is that they also can come to you purely to experience your emotions and can be there to answer your questions, to help you along, to try and push you in certain directions that will make you experience heavy emotions, love, hate, anger, fear, because those in the spirit world, what are they missing? They're missing the emotions of the physical world. That's all they don't have. That's all that doesn't translate to the other world. And this, I believe, is why they stay so close to us. Is because even those with the best of intentions still really enjoy the emotions of the person who they are abiding in. So people have they have some guy, and most of the time, with the exception of the children that I was talking about, people don't even know who their guides are. Occasionally, your elders will come through, but they seldom are a guide that stays with you. More often, you don't know who these guides are, and you don't know why they're with you. But they are there, and it's always, it's never just one. It's always several, and these guides come to you, as I say, in your own voice. They, of course, they do. When I hear myself speaking to myself, that can be my guides. So not only do they come to me in my voice, the angels, of course, always come to you looking like you. So you will trust them. And if you'll think about that for a minute, it truly explains all of the prejudice in the world, all of the would-be do-gooding religious people who exclude people who are not like them. An angel comes to you not only looking like you, but also your gender. So, and this happens to everyone in the world. I believe if we were to ask someone with a particular look or skin color or whatever, what angels look like, they would say something very close to looking like them. Because everyone who has had their epiphany, had their experience, had an angel actually come to them, recognizes, so they'll trust them. So this, what you have to remember when the spirit world comes to you through your guides or through an angel, that they do it for a purpose. They have a reason. And what they can do is to show you things that aren't real in order for your best interest, right? For things to work out with you. They're just trying to be able to push you towards your enlightenment. This is the angel's directive from the uncreated creator, from God, is to help people towards their enlightenment. And if that means pushing them, then that's what happens. See, when angels come to you, they always come very lovingly the first time. And if you're paying attention and you respond, you change in your life, then things are fine. But if you don't, then the next time they will push you a little harder. They'll trip you. You fall down the road. There are many subtle ways of recognizing that suddenly the doors are not opening anymore. The angels are not going, but my guides are not going before me and making a hole in all these people out here in the world where I can find a parking spot or whatever. You you notice when things come around. So here's Heather, and Heather says, "Good evening." So my puppy sitting, Danny is coming closer to an end. Two others interested before I went on a mission trip. Are we going to get to keep her? Oh, so puppy sitting fell in love with the puppy, and okay, Heather. So, are you going to be able to keep that dog? Yeah, yeah. Even though it's going to take some doing. You see that card came upside down, didn't it? And that's the reverse. So it's like at first your offer will be turned down, but they'll come around. They I think it's almost up to the dog, and the dog says stay with you. So you're not going to let go of that dog. That's that you've really you found a connection there, and uh, see this is that person walking away from the dog, and they shouldn't have. Heather says the animal's been getting along great with her pets, and see that was the thing that we talked about last week was were they going to be able to fit in? Pets have such personalities. They 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 can have a soul within them. Pets can bring such unconditional love. They can show you how it's done. They really can. In in Chinese astrology, the and everything in China seems to be based on an Aesop's fable, right? The Buddha brings all the different animals together to show that they're all the same. They can all work together. Heather says, originally I was going to watch her. This little red, but she found her home a couple of days before the trip. Yeah. Yes. There's already that may be the mix up right there that you've already gone through, and now that you have the right one, and you've proven that the animal does fit in to the situation there. It's a wonderful thing to be able to have a relationship with an animal that truly depends upon you and makes you be a better person to take care of anything. It makes you a better person and makes your heart happy, says Heather. And that is what animals do. Animals have a connection. They know when you're feeling bad. They know when you're sick. They can go directly to whatever the sickness is and do what they do. They'll lick it, of course, and they're showing you what what it's going to take to make you happy to change that. Animals are a great comfort. They're irreplaceable. Heather says the kids keep asking to keep her too. I've been having them help with her, and oh man, to for a kid to realize the power of being a human being and the power of using your power for love, for good, for and animals are they have to accept whatever it is you give them, and you decide their entire world. This is how you warm up, to take care of everybody else, and be able to take care of yourself at the same time. That there's so many good lessons that the animals teach us of being able to live together, being able to each have their own part of the world, and it's a good thing that they were here. You see, when the last ice age ended about 25,000 years ago, and there had already been people on the earth, right? So there were people who wanted to be reincarnated and come back after the planet thawed out. And those people could only find animals that were available. So yes, there were souls who reincarnated back into an animal life, and that everything had to wait for the emergence, the creation of Adam and Eve, and that's and Adam and Eve, of course, learned from the animals. Now think about that for a minute, and that Adam and Eve must have learned procreation by watching the animals, and that to them would have said that the animals were godlike. The animals created life. All right. Heather says, my son says he wants to reincarnate into animal, but changes his mind to which one? He wants to be like the cartoon characters, right? To be able to change and change and change. And what we do is we change inside, right? We can't actually change ourselves on the outside immediately, but the changes on the outside, that it just takes a little longer. Whatever's going on inside, it's the same as plants, right? As below, so above. You're going to have the same thing growing. But for Heather, for a kid to understand that you can reincarnate and you're going to have your choice. What he is understanding is that you create your own universe. You get to decide how you're going to present yourself, and it's no different from animals than the way we dress ourselves, right? That's how we show other people that we're flying our flag, right? By the clothes that we wear, or the accessories that we have, or God help us, the car that we drive, right? It is, and it's an amazing thing to see children, the the children of this century. And what I've seen is that this really begins in the year 2000. These children have more intuition than their predecessors did. They're more open. They're born into such an open time of communication with the entire world, and the entire world becoming one. It's I know it doesn't seem that way when you follow politics and the happenings around the world. But truly, people are coming together. People are changing. People are opening themselves up, and uh, with more acceptance, says Heather. And that's exactly it. Do we accept our neighbors? It's the whole Good Samaritan thing. Can you accept the help of your enemy? Can you? Could you? Could you really? Um, and you look at these politicians that can't even accept that someone on the other side would even have a good idea. It we all need to accept the fact that we're all human, and once you do, it really changes the way that you treat other people, and of course that changes the way that they treat you. So acceptance, acceptance is the it's a talent. It's a gift that some people have naturally. Some people, like, such as the people born today, the cancers are the most accepting of all people. And I think it's because of the moon, and the moon being their ruling planet, and it changing all of the time. So they're very used to taking change and making it into something better. That's the reason for change. The reason for our enlightenment is to make us better, to make us better human beings, and that means taking care of each other. It's the the thing that I have seen so often is that we're all going to go to God together. It's going to take every soul on the planet reaching their enlightenment. It's it's not enough to have 95%. You've got to have real agreement on things that mean something to all of us, on community, and that's why we need to work with each other. That's why we need to help each other, so we can all go to nirvana, to heaven, to see God in seventh heaven. I I don't know. No one knows, and and, and truly, religion is looking for a black cat in a dark room and yelling out, "I've found it!" Religion is personal. What did Jesus do as a 12-year-old? He went down to the temple and he told them, the selling doves out here on the street, selling blessings is the last thing in the world that ought to be going on in God's house. And he told them to pray in private. Do your praying in private. And that is truly communicating with God. And when 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 we all find our place in this world, then we'll all go together. And until then, we're all searching for this thing that we call our life purpose. This reason for being here. And so many of us feel as though we need to do something extraordinary. And that's just not the case. Many, many souls who are on this planet right now are here to live the life that they're living. to be exactly who they have become, to influence other people, to show other souls something. And you can serve your purpose simply by living a happy life, by being a happy human being that guides other souls, will want to help, will want to be in place and make you joyous. Now, how do you find that path? How do you know that you're going in the right direction? It's as simple as, do things work for you or not? Is the spirit world blocking your path? Is it hard to do what you do? Is it difficult to keep doing the things that you're doing? This is a sign. This is an omen. This is your spirit guides speaking to you. And as I say, they start out nice and easy. And the first heart attack I had didn't even knock me down. Right? And if I had learned anything from it, I wouldn't have needed the second one. It's a matter of ratcheting things up. And Heather says, and over analyzing. It's the truth. Trying to find the great purpose in your life. And then it just doesn't work out. There's a lot more dead ends than there are great successes in this life, because everything is circular and everything is round in the entire universe, and we are all looking for our place, trying to fit in, trying to fit our uh, karmic way of looking at things. And when we find our purpose, when I was 60 years old and I finally figured out what I was supposed to be doing in this life, it opened the doors for so many things. To be happy with yourself is the great the great trick. That's how you relax into life and begin to truly enjoy the life that you've been given, and be able to spread your knowledge. We can all either work together or work against each other. It's your choice, and it's so much easier to work together and to work for a common cause, to not have the authority. And that's, I mean, truly what created the world that we live in today is all the authorities trying to take charge and trying to tell everybody what to do. And humans don't take to that very well. They're always going to go the other way. Heather says, my family discussed grandma's cardiologist, having surgery, putting stents into her heart or artery. Well, it's just amazing what heart doctors can do these days. I tell you what, I have a pacemaker and a defibrillator, all loaded in too. But I feel better than I have in a long time. Heather says, got her only kidney in, a good idea. Likely won't survive the surgery. Oh man. Boy, what decisions having to make. Um, one thing one thing is for sure: when someone passes from this earth, before they go, like that last week, hospice type care, this is when they will be joined by a spirit guide who is the same guide who came to them as a child. The first, the guide that came to them when they were a child, and people react in all sorts of different ways when this happens. But that's the guide that will come back and be there. Heather says, "Die for the surgeries, do more damage than can." Well, see, now that's very similar to what my wife went through with the cancer treatment, the radiation treatment, the treatment hurting you worse than the illness does. There's, but she came through it. It took what 10, 15 years of that cycle, but finally she is in better condition today than she's been in a long time, and it is truly on the way up. It is still getting better. It's a wonderful thing to see. So don't give up, Heather. Don't. What has to happen is really for the person to decide what they want, and I know that that's almost impossible when you reach that health, that age. Uh, um, yeah, 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 yeah. The the thing of illness is that it always comes for a reason, and it's very often to make you change your ways. And but at the end, yeah, Heather's saying she turned 87, and when you're in your 80s and 90s, so many people would rather not live through that because it's just the worst to be that age and to have your body fall apart. But when she was born, Heather, her life expectancy would have been no more than 65, right? So I mean that right there is how far medicine has come in the past century. And when I was born in 1950, I imagine my life span was certainly less than the 73 that I've already hit and going strong. But, yeah, and Heather says very true. So at 87, you really have to wonder if major surgeries are really the best idea. But and it's an unanswerable question. I mean, what a quandary! It comes down to every situation is completely different. You and this is that happiness factor of other people that I was talking about. We so seldom know that the person that we think is miserable in their existence is maybe not. That the blind or deaf person is not unhappy. And we try to categorize people so often by are they happy, and Happiness, and as we all know, comes from within. It's are you happy with yourself? And imagine an 87-year-old, the changes that that have come into the world. I mean, to to think that you would be able to see that much in the past 87 years makes you think that, man, in the next 87 years there could be twice as much change, because things are accelerating all the time. That just as the population, is forever accelerating, the the speed at which the universe goes, the speed at which our life is played out in front of us, is getting faster. And I tell you, in the next 100 years, there's there's no limit to what we can do. Right now, we're using satellite communication to link the entire world. There are a series of low flying satellites, 5 different satellites that can communicate with each other. So they cover the entire globe in real time. It's just such an amazing thing to unite the world in a common cause. And the common cause is feeding the world. I mean, you got all these people, you got all this food, and somehow we still have people starving. I think that's the work of the future. Robots are going to be doing most of the actual physical building for us. So just just like they told us back in the 1950s, when it looked like the sky was the limit. The problem is going to be filling your leisure time. I think this is why so many people of, of a younger age got into the entertainment business. They were wise enough to see that's about the only business that's going to be left here before long. And being able to entertain each other is a wonderful thing. Heather says, living on a different planet. It's, you know, you can almost do it if we, as a as a people, thought that old age was going to be a good time. If you expected things to get better as you got older, if other people really did allow you more leeway, cut you some slack because you were older and it paid to get older, if there was any future in getting older, if we thought about it differently, if every senior citizen received the same care as, say, a United States senator, same health care, then people wouldn't mind to get old, would there'd be a whole change in attitude. There'd be a whole change in in what we want, what we're asking for, what we ask God for, right? We we ask for so many unneeded things, so many so many toys that that those prayers don't get answered. Of course they don't. And the the unseen world has better things to do than to smite your enemies. Right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could be a holy man and bring down lightning and strike your enemies down. Yes, planet of the pets. Now there you go. See, the pets may take over. The the thing about pets is the eyes. In India, monkeys, elephants are allowed to roam free, walk through your house, go through your trash, uh, because they are protected. They are holy. And in the same way that um, many religions tell you that you cannot be cremated because the body belongs to God and you can't destroy the body that belongs to God. Well, that's a pretty narrow way of looking at the world. So we have we have come to the end of another hour of the Cosmic Watch, and I do thank Heather for being here this evening, and I hope that things work out for the family. It's this is the cancer field that we're all experiencing right now. Heather, the top of the mind is family and taking care of your family, and it is very good to have you here, and I want to thank everyone for being part of the podcast that we will have on, and remember to hit the thumbs up button to show your support. So until next time, same place, same station. I'm Franklin, your astrologer, and I wish you a very good week.